So welcome back, ladies and gents, to the WGL Season 5. Playday 2, one of the two. It's hard to understand, but we have an expert here to talk us through it. And we need to have a little recap as well into that last game, because it did come down to the wire in some of those moments. And a little bit of a refresher, it was just about won by Virtus.pro in the end, but it was a close match between them and GG Well Played.
Yeah, it was a very close match. We see already the replay. Virtus.pro having only one tank. Pavel needed to destroy Meritorious. There he goes, picks up Meritorious, and now with 6 seconds he needed to hide because Phoenix and Griffin, if Phoenix managed to kill Pavel right now, then GG Well Played would have won it, and that would have been the first surprise of the season. But looking at what happened, Virtus.pro just managed to get a win in their... just a win in their in their side, so on their side on the sheet. And now we're heading towards the second match.
Yeah, we are, and it's DTQ up against WUSA. So a little bit of an interesting matchup. Some fan favorites in this, and I'm pretty sure, Melly, you know more about this one as well, because WUSA always get a surprising amount of votes from the audience, don't they?
Exactly. They're actually stepping ahead with 58%, so it's raising and raising. So head over to facebook.com/WGLEU to vote if you haven't voted yet. Just click the little team vote button right above the timeline or the link in the post, and then you get forwarded to a page where you can vote for your favorite team, and then you have to also predict the exact scoreline of this very matchup to get maybe the chance of winning one of 5 bonus codes. So if you get it right, you may win. And of course, we want your tweets. We always want your tweets. Head over to twitter.com/WGLEU. Follow us, of course, to make sure that you get updates during the matches. So if you can't follow the stream, don't be sad. We will keep you updated and tell you what's happening on our servers. And also, you can always reach out to us by simply using the hashtag WGLEU while tweeting us. So you're making sure that we can actually see your tweet. And we had a question, actually. So somebody asked, it was actually Jonas, how is it decided who's going to defend or attack on a deciding map? I think it has something to do with the attack time.
Yeah, in the tiebreaker, the team that has the better attack time gets to pick the side in the tiebreaker. But if the attack time, if, for example, none of the teams managed to get an attack time, like their opponents were very good at defending, then you have to calculate the damage given in all rounds. In all rounds, you have to calculate all the damage. So you have to stay with a calculator. 800.
And who's doing that? Or awesome admins?
The ESL admins are doing this, and they're actually doing a really good job. And we have to say that because at this point we have no problems at the start of the season. So this means they are doing a really good job.
So shout out to you guys. Thank you for doing awesome and helping us out. And of course, follow Twitch channel to get a notification as soon as we're going live. You will get a pop-up if you're on Twitch TV, and you will get an email so you won't miss any single minute of our awesome show. And of course, if you want to rewatch the past Playdays, because there was only one match day passed, because we're so fresh into the season, just head over to youtube.com/WGLEU and, well, see yourself. We have all the VODs from all the match days from the former seasons and from every other event, like the Grand Finals or the Rumble in the West. If you're curious to see how teams used to play with the old format, you're happily invited to check out our YouTube channel. And if you're there already, just click the follow button to get notifications as soon as we're uploading the new VODs or recap videos or highlight videos. So it's worth a follow, I guess. Also, as said, Facebook, Twitter, that's your must-do. And you have time to vote for your teams during the next match, and then the vote will be closed, and also the chances for winning bonus codes will be gone. So that's all from me. See you in Twitch chat.
Well, there you go. Melly told you herself. Get involved, get the job done, and get those votes going. And obviously, you should know the next game coming up by now. It is DTQ up against WUSA. Now, we haven't really seen too much impressive play from either of these. I was a little bit disappointed with what WUSA brought to the play day in the last time we watched them. Hoping this time they may have worked out some of those problems. They didn't look as good as I thought they may be with the amount of roster changes they brought to this one. What do you think they might need to work on, and what sort of maps are we seeing as well?
I would start with the DTQ first. Their first match was disastrous, losing straight 5-0 against Utopia. That was very bad for them, of course. Not even picking one round against Utopia. Yeah, that was very bad for them. And now they had not so much time to do something about it to improve themselves. They actually invested a lot of their own personal time into this, because I've seen them playing in Gopher. They managed to reach the top 8, but also Utopia managed to get into the Gopher, but they reached the final actually. So we actually need DTQ to play better than ever in this match against WUSA if they really want to put some problems to WUSA. On the other side, WUSA, they picked Himmelsdorf as their first map. They are going to defend on Himmelsdorf. We've seen Himmelsdorf, of course, against Momentum, and that didn't work out that good for them. So probably they have improved their positioning, and we might see them performing a lot better than in the previous match.
Well, let's find out. And talking about that, we need to apply now to the maps as well. If I'm not mistaken, Himmelsdorf is coming up first.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see the caliber of game we just watched between GGL Played and Virtus Pro, or do you think this is going to be a bit more basic, a little bit, making sure it just works more than anything?
Well, we can't really compare the matches at this point, because GGL Played and Virtus Pro, that was an amazing match. I'm really hoping that DTQ can actually win some rounds against WUSA and make the match even more interesting. Otherwise, I don't want to see a one-sided match again, like we've seen between Utopia and DTQ. So it's up to DTQ right now to step up for the challenge, and I don't want DTQ to disappoint us, but also WUSA. I don't want them to disappoint them. So
it's the same thing there, yeah. Well, we're going to find out very soon. The teams are getting themselves prepared for this one. It's the same format as we witnessed in the first. It might just not go to that sort of extreme extent if one of these teams is having an off day like they did before. Here's hoping Deep Tranquility can do a little better here. They're the first team to get clean swept. Let's hope they can do a little bit more. What tank lineups are we seeing?
We're seeing a TU-110, which is a really impressive pick from DTQ. Usually you take IS-3s on this map. Also 350-100s and 2 ISs for DTQ. They're going for a straight heavy lineup. As well for WUSA, we already see 350-100s, 2 IS-3 and 2 T-29s. The positioning from the T-29s will be as classic as possible normally. As we're seeing right now, they're putting a T-29 in the train station over there to cover the 1-2 line, but they are still missing like Virtus Pro, a T-29 in C3 over there. But DTQ is doing something really weird right now. They're going on the hill with 6 tanks. 6 tanks? Yeah. Yeah, 6 tanks. I didn't see Nicholas. Which they'll try to snipe up above from the hill, but they might not connect any shell. What they need to do is to put some 110 in C5 to proxy spot or to spot the 50-100 over there. But this is not happening, so this is why it's really interesting to see what's their plan, because for sure they practice this. And looking at what's happening, they're going fully, they're really committing to this push on the A line at this point. And already Alta Korka, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's a tough name.
Correctly, received a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's shooting fish in a barrel right now. Deep Tranquility just rolling into it. A wall of fire coming out from WUSA. Nicholas Black, an experienced player, just about getting tracked. They're going to back out of it but DTQ already down a massive amount of HP, really suffering early on, and I don't think that any of WUSA yet actually took any fire. The 5100 flank on the one line, a little slow, 505, not quite there yet, so a little bit of missed timing on the side of Deep Tranquility.
Yes, indeed, a lot of damage. I don't know what what they expected to do on this push. They actually stop. They say, "Oh my God, they're shooting us. What are going to do?" And the normal reaction is to stop. Okay, I'm stopping. They're all of their players are shooting me, and that cost them one tank already, one tier 8, which it's a big loss in the economy of the game.
It certainly is. 4 minutes on the board as well. Team Tranquility need to work out something now to turn this one around and make up the deficit that they suffered. Schnitzel did take a little bit of damage, but it's really not much, and there is such little ground gained from DTQ's first move, and I'm not sure what options they now have available, if maybe a 5 or 6 line play might help, but this northwest hold seems near on unbreakable to most teams here.
Yeah, Kluge got spotted over there. This is a risky pass. If you pass and you got spotted, you can die instantly. You can be focused very fast. And look now at Serious Threat. He got spotted and there you go. He received one shell.
Yeah, and he's already down to pretty much a one shot now, so I'm not sure if that was completely worth the cross there. But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. But DTQs just seem a little bit lost for a bit of an idea of how to play this one out. Illusionist on your screen. 6 shots made, 4 hitting, and already 5 coming back in from WUSA. So DTQ down to a fairly chunk of HP missing, especially with Serious Threat taking so much damage on the cross then, and obviously out going down earlier on. A couple of shots connecting, obviously though. Terrastan down to around 600 HP, Schnitzel down to around 500, but WUSA is still in position.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is now for Deep Tranquility.
I have no idea as well. I'm looking. Whoa! They managed to get Schnitzel. Schnitzel just picked too much, and the 5100 and Nicolas, thanks to Nicolas' spot, managed to pick up Schnitzel. 2 shells connected very fast towards Schnitzel, and there you go. He's dead. And now this is actually the match is now even though DTQ has lost a lot of HP. The round is still not over.
Definitely not. If Serious Threat is able to still be involved but be cautious, it'll be absolutely fine. He is very low though, but Terrastan being spotted again and already being half HP-ish, it's a bit of a problem. Nicholas Black just playing against him quite nicely. Terrastan, T29 in this position. It may work out. We'll have to wait and see if he can make it count. Already 50% accuracy going through. Another lucky bounce just popping off, and not going to happen twice. Illusionist lands one. He's now getting dangerously low. If he falls, that opens up the possibility to a northern side push towards this cap, but we'll have to wait and see what the rest DTQ want to do. 505 takes a big bit of damage from Nias Bazorni, and experienced man is on Nias Bazorni. He's been around these leagues for some time. He's not going to miss shots like that, and I'm interested to see how they're going to do with the 110 of Nicholas Black moving a little bit closer now towards that cap circle. He is getting dangerously close here. Got to be careful. There's still a lot of tanks around that, and we knew what happened towards Alex. So nice play from him, picking up the kill towards Terrastan. 505 peers out again. Luckily gets track hit rather than actual full damage, but here comes the push. This is going to be deciding time. Mr. Chef comes in, gets into a good position, maybe to get some shots towards Sish or Stefan. And this is the closing move from DTQ.
Yeah, time is running out very soon. Only 1 minute left, and they really need to do something. At this point, WUSA just have to connect all their shells, keeping cover, and that's about all. But we see already 3 tanks from DTQ in A6. And still with 40 seconds, they need to reset. And Siege, Niperzoni, and Spoink are going for the reset. They are going to lose a lot of HP, but still they can afford it. They have only 30 seconds left from this round, and bam, he goes down.
Need to be a little careful though, that time is getting low, and DTQ are now suffering. The Illusionist down to nothing. 1 shot easily for Sisha, as is Serious Threat, who is the other option, but round the backside, the IS is moving in. I think there's Vertilion actually around the back, but it's actually Mr. Chef, tell a lie. Illusionist still fighting, but 13 seconds left. The defending side have so much HP now, WUSA. I don't think they're in any trouble of picking up the first go here of Himmelsdorf. So battle number 1 should be theirs in 4 seconds time, as DTQ just run out of options.
Yeah, I don't think they noticed the time.
Yeah, it's they seem to be so caught up in what was going on in the battles, they just kind of lost that focus then.
Yeah, they lost the tempo over there. They decided, I think in like 1 minute, after 1 minute, they decided what they can do. They should have done this from the start. They should have done this from the start. That's for sure. as a defender on Himmelsdorf, there are now not so many positions where you can stay. So most of the time, the attackers know exactly where you are. So it's up to the attacker to just rush in and kill one of your side as fast as possible.
And I want to ask you a question. Do you think, as we've seen now Himmelsdorf become really quite static where the defenders are sitting in the northwest side up by the train station, do you think any attackers might eventually take artillery on this just to try and get them out of position? Or do you think that then maybe the defensive side would just play a little differently?
It is possible to take a VV 304. We haven't seen any tactics right now because on the attack side you really don't have so much time. So you need to do something very fast because as we can see right now at DTQ, the time just ran out and they didn't notice it. So this can happen when you take an artillery. But on the other side, if the enemy knows that you have an artillery, they know you have one tank in minus. They know the exact position after the artillery fires, like 2 shells, 1 shell, 2 shells. They already know, hey, there's artillery over there. We can rush this side, and things can go wrong for the attacking team.
Yeah. Obviously, something to keep in mind, though. Bearing in mind, I haven't really seen many attacking teams actually win on Himmelsdorf. So it may be worth the risk down the line. We'll have to wait and see how the side bias kind of works out. And if, the defensive side is so strong and it can't be broken, sometimes it may be worth taking that risk. But we'll have to wait and see if that does come into the season a little later on. We are only in match day 2, so there's a lot of time still for these teams to find out what really works. But so far, we are seeing that WUSA is up 1 battle. Doesn't mean too much just yet, but let's see if they can get it 2 times in a row. If you get 2 battles in a row back to back, that puts you in a great position working towards match point quite early on. So we'll have to wait and see how they do on attack after this next battle. But from so far, can we tell too much about these teams? Is one playing better than the other, or is it still just close?
Yeah, at this point, Deep Tranquility are playing pretty confusing for me. They really don't know what to do. I mean, in the first 2 minutes when we went into the round, we were all looking. They were all on the hill. You can't escape the hill going right down on the A line without getting any damage. So that was a very doubtful decision to go on the hill. Instead, you could have they could have pushed on the banana and getting in a very good position in A5, B6 or something near the A4 zone. They are pretty confusing. So at this point, I think DTQ is not again in their perfect day. On the other side, we haven't seen WUSA attacking. So it
could be even, I guess, if we get to it. But it's hard to call so far. We'll wait and see what they bring to this side as well, because as you said, it wasn't a great choice from DTQ then, going over the hill. It didn't really give them much in the way of an advantage. It merely got them, to receive a lot of damage. As you saw, I think it was Out go down in such a quick time when he tried to actually push around. So do you think their changes here? Do you think they'll just maybe go up the 8 line on the banana road, as you said? Do you think maybe switch that into it might improve?
Definitely they should do that. It's like we have standard tactics for the defense and standard tactics for the attacks. You need to get in those positions, and from that point on, you can get some shells connected, and also you can get all the information that you need in order to push one side. Normally, most teams protect the A4 zone because, as I said, it's far easier to play over there. You can push easier there, so it's harder to attack, harder to defend in that zone. Mainly because the other base is in the open, so you can shoot from the train station if you spot the enemies and stuff like that.
Well, keep that in mind as we go into the second battle here between these two. Obviously, WUSA still on the defense and Deep Tranquility on the attack. They might be able to turn something around here and actually bring a bit of a battle to this if they can pick up an attacking side. However, if they let WUSA get a 2-0 advantage, it's a bit worrying. Let's find out, though. As we said, attacking side will be red and it will be DTQ. Defending side will be WUSA. And, well, let's see what they can bring to the plate here. Is this what we'd expect to see? Has anything changed?
Yeah, we have now a lot of 5100s from DTQ, a lot of firepower. They will surely push with the 5100s. You have to push all the way and fire all your shells. Hopefully every shell is connected, so you can then run away and reload and try again. And in this process, you shouldn't lose too many tanks. And looking how they are pushing right now, they're just waiting for the all tanks to reach the position, and after that they will try to push from the south zone, from the K line.
Let's see if that pays off. It's certainly different. Haven't really seen too much of this yet. Actually, Virtus Pro tried to begin something out with this sort of play, and WSD Gaming actually moved quite aggressively down the 3 line to meet them down there. So, not what WUSA are doing. WUSA are still playing the same game, but a lot of blind shots coming down the 2 and 3 line, hoping to connect there, or maybe just covering off more than anything. Illusionist is doing that. Yeah. So now he's on reload, none connected through that, but what did they gain from trying that?
They tried to connect some shots over there because that's a standard position for a 5100 in theory. Yep. But they had a nice free. Now, as we can see, as we advance more in the season, we see some slightly differences between tactics. Normally on Himosdorf you put a 5100 in A1. That's what Illusionist tried to do some damage toward that 5100, which was standard for 742 format, but not anymore in this new mode. Now teams put a nice free behind the train station. In most of the cases, it's not the best solution. Normally you prefer a 5100 to deal a lot of damage to the tanks that try to pick from D4. And with Lion now, he's spotted right now, and if Illusionist was on the same line again, he could connect some shells. And
I wonder if he's going to go for it. Serious threat is still down there. They still do have a 150-100 down by that 2 and 3 line. Maybe he will get some shots connected. I think Illusionist isn't too far from that position. We'll start seeing those come through. As you can see, the Tracer Fire certainly showing up. Vertilion did get a shell back as well, but I think that actually connected as well. Serious Threat took a little bit of damage early on. So maybe not the ideal way Deep Tranquility wanted this to play out, but tactically, how is this looking in comparison to their first move?
Yeah, it's looking a lot better. They put a 5100 in case in A8, in case the WUSA decides to go to get in their backs. That's a very good decision. You don't need a 5100 right there. And Alcor Kua, I'm having troubles pronouncing his name. Let's call him Al. Sure, it's better like that.
Yeah.
We'll surely try to get in this position over here with where the camera is. It's a very strong position over here. He could spot the enemies in the train station, and also Neperzoni, he could spot him as well. And then they will have, they will put some pressure on the defensive, the defenders over there.
Well, they have 3 minutes to do it, so hopefully they can actually get that done. Neperzoni does send a shell down towards the 1 line, but actually no tank around there anymore. They're all coming around towards this position, just kind of towards the northwest side of the main ground, but they are making their play. It looks like Nicholas Black, Alk all moving forward, and maybe they'll get to that position you were pointing out, but 505 just to the right. I'm not sure where this is going to go. They're trying to push him forward. Alk going forward, the Illusionist forcing him into it.
Yeah.
The 110 just about makes it across there, taking one from Neperzoni, but he still gets into the spot, and that's not badly done at all.
Yeah, they are not really committing to anything right now. They're just, hey, should we go? Should we go? This is what we see from their gameplay.
A little bit lacking in the execution, and the time limit is running a little low now, 2 minutes and 14. They need to make a play out of this. There has been a 5100 in the northeast of this map for some time. Maybe they're going to try and go around towards it. Mr. Chef there, the team captain, now joined by 505, the Illusionist, also coming through as well with Nicholas Black. So Terrastan might go down again, but with such little time, Deep Tranquility leaving this too late?
Yeah, again, they lost the notion of time. Their pushes will be very close. If they don't manage to connect all the shows and a 5100 will have to reload, it will be very close. Very close.
1 minute and 40 seconds. Schnitzel moves up with Terrastan. I think they expect where the push is coming from. And as you said, it has to be perfect here. And here we go. Nicholas Black moves in. Terrastan is there with Schnitzel. And this could go terribly. first one for, oh my word, Nicholas Black goes down so fast. The cap has started, but look at the HP already. I've got to say, DTQ's push has fallen to the wayside. 505 gets them back, but they are outgunned, outnumbered, and so far being outdone by WUSA again. Stefan joins in, and another will fall. That's the Illusionist, who did some good early work, but now the cap's still going. I just don't see this going too well for them.
No, this went really bad. Really bad. Their push was not coordinated, and that ended very bad for them.
Yeah, Mr. Chef now going to get punished. The captain got to go down with the ship, and Siege, Niels Pizzoni and Schnitzel happy to let him fall now, down to a one-shot. As Elk still alive, 505 and Serious Threat have only 40 seconds to do anything with. They're down by the E-line, not exactly where they want to be. 505, they're still brawling it out pretty much, but to no real effect. Elk on the front line, it's going to be pushed now. Not off reload yet. Vertilion is, as is Stefan. He falls. They claim one back, but only killing one tank and losing 5 of yours, that's not good enough.
Not good enough at all. Very good positioning from Switch over there. Was getting a little bit yellow against DTQ. It's rarely something that we see, especially in the Wargaming League. But DTQ again, losing the second round.
Not good enough, guys, sadly.
Well,
WUSA WUSA didn't look brilliant. They just did what they had to do.
Yeah.
DTQ just didn't make a play for so long.
We have to consider that it's very hard to attack on Himmelsdorf.
Of course.
You need to coordinate your tanks very good in order to beat your opponent. Their coordination was pretty bad in the start of the match.
Yeah.
Hopefully on the second map we'll see a better coordination on the attack from them.
Yeah.
But now they have to defend, and it's not that hard. Normally they shouldn't have a problem.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Otherwise this game's going to be over very quickly. The thing is, as you said, normally defending teams win. So if they lose on the defending side now against WUSA, who's not had a great performance throughout of this tournament just yet, I think that'll just show the disparity and the difference between these two teams' skill levels. So we're going to have to wait and see if DTQ can actually pull this one off. I'm kind of hoping they at least give some fight towards WUSA, because so far they've looked pretty much off their game for me. They haven't looked great in this. The attacks weren't perfect. So if WUSA was going to pick up a win here, it wouldn't be too surprising to me, but it should still be DTQ's side now.
Yeah, they should definitely win at least one round. As I said, on the defense side, basically the attackers know where you are. You just need to focus your fire. Just need to connect all your shells. That's everything you need to do on the defense side on Himmelsdorf. The attackers instead have a lot more to do. They really have to come up with very good solutions. Like, hey, how do we break this defense? From where can we do it? What's the weak spot, weakness in their defense? Because every defense has a weakness. It's impossible to have the perfect defense. So yeah, the attackers have a lot more questions that need to answer in 7 minutes.
Well, we know the time limit now. We know what they have to do roughly. It's just, can WUSA pull off a win on the attacking side now of Himmelsdorf? They get 2 cracks at it, and then we move on to the next map. But as we said, Himmelsdorf is a tough one to even consider breaking down. We've seen very few teams do it. Funny enough, WSD Gaming was one of them who actually pushed the likes of Virtus Pro to lose on one of the defending sides. Quite an impressive feat.
Yep.
So it can be done, but it's just obscenely hard to do it. So do keep that in mind. Let us know your thoughts, obviously, using the hashtag WGLEU. What would you do if you're on the attacking side of Himmelsdorf that maybe hasn't been tried yet? Have to wait and see what you guys think. But obviously, these guys, hopefully they're getting almost ready here, because what are your predictions in this one? 2-0 again to the defenders, or do you think this might go differently?
I think WUSA will manage to win at least one round. So after the end of the first map, WUSA will have at least 3-0. Even though it's not that hard to defend, they have been very consistent. They connected their shells. They lost a couple of tanks, but still they played pretty relaxed. As we've seen in the end, Siege going yellow at the end. That means WUSA is really confident right now. I'm very sure they saw the match DTQ had against Utopia. They saw their weakness in their lineup and also what went wrong over there. You don't have to be a brilliant player to see all those problems. And right now, they know exactly where they need to attack, and we'll see that together in the next round.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out. It is obviously coming up in just a couple of moments' time. Guys, get those predictions through. You're still able to get your votes in on Facebook. Let us know your winner in this matchup over and all over through all the other maps as well. God, Melly's job is harder than mine. Dear Lord. Let me just sit here and over there. It's damn hard. I can't use my words. But still, Himmelsdorf, hopefully the team's now ready because they like taking their sweet, sweet time. And I don't. But it will be DTQ this time defending. They'll be in the north in red, and in the south in blue, it will be WUSA. So keep your eyes on that. Let's see if DTQ can finally break their losing curse, because they really haven't been showing us a great game just yet. And WUSA seem to be improving, seem to get a little better here.
Yeah, if you put it like that, I feel sorry for DTQ.
Well, they've got to do something. You know, yeah. They haven't been playing well enough just yet, and maybe they can step up now.
Hopefully, I really want to see a very good defense from DTQ right now.
Let's find out.
And WUSA is going for the standard tactic in theory, not on the hill like DTQ did in the first round. That's still up to discussion. Like, why? Why did they? Yeah. Probably they thought, hey, we can push the A line, even though the opponents are in I4. But nope, that's not possible.
Well, let's see. And
look at what DTQ doing. The best defense is the offense. Of course, we all know that.
I'm not sure if they're playing it though. I'm not sure just yet. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a good idea?
Yeah, it's the best idea they had in a while. If they coordinate themselves really good right now, they can actually win this, because this is actually the WASD gaming push.
Yeah.
Exactly their push, with using the 5100 on the right side. And yeah, even though they are spotted right now, you can see Al over there doing some damage to Terror Satan. And now look at this FKK Schnitzel and Quickie are pretty alone over there. Stefan is coming now to reinforce. Serious Fritz should really don't go too far away, and they have a really good chance now to get a very good advantage.
Well, let's see if they can make the most of it. As you said, they have all the opportunities now. They've done some good initial damage, but let's see if QQ and Schnitzel with Stefan Neers Pizzorni now can hold them off. It's 2v2 and a 3v2. The overmatch is in favor to DTQ. They should be able to turn this one around, but they haven't taken on down yet. And look at Cluj. He is down to nothing. Goes down. QQ picks him up. And they haven't been able to return any fire. In the meantime, the rest of the tanks are arriving from WUSA as Schnitzel and QQ are holding on here. Nicholas Black is low. Schnitzel is now on reload, as is QQ. They are vulnerable here, but another goes down. That's Nicholas Black gone, and they haven't been able to kill any of WUSA just yet, even though the HP is low. This is dangerous.
That went wrong for DTQ. Again, we've seen some miscoordination there between the 5100, and now WUSA has the advantage. They should easily pick this.
This is worrying times now, as you said. WUSA, it's close between these two, but DTQ should have won this a long time ago. Now, Terrastan does look like he wants to come through. A couple of kills come in. Most of them against DTQ, though. Serious threat. Looking like he wants to push around. Seish is on the corner. There we go. Mr. Chef now down to a one-shot. Seish is going to probably deliver that one quite swiftly. There we go. It's now 5:05 in the Illusionist, so the last two alive. This went from brilliant to really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that went really bad. Now they are 2 versus 6. I can't believe they lost that. They had a very good chance, but again, the miscoordination between the players, it almost feels like they haven't played too much together.
Yeah, it might be the problem. As you said, so many moments they could have won in that, and then they just let it slip. Illusionist has been spotted. Cap started even just in case WUSA wanted to get it, but it's probably more just to find a position on the Illusionist, who's got 3 minutes to try and stay alive and only 478 HP, so it's a near on impossibility as QQ comes around with full shells, and there is the damage dealing blow as WUSA pick up their third map. This is, third go on that map. This is worrying.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? Because it was a good idea to start with.
Yeah.
They got good early damage, and then what happened?
They hesitated. They hesitated. You never have. They should have committed to that.
Yeah.
It was a very easy and very clean chance to just destroy WUSA, and that. But we have to consider that WUSA did a very good damage distribution.
Yep, true.
They had a very low HP, and let's look back to what happened over there.
So as you were saying, good play initially, good damage towards
Look at the
Snitchnell.
positioning over here. They had 3 tanks, 3 tanks. Mr. Chef, serious threat over there. Very good positioning over there. Another 2 tanks on the in the north corner. And now look at Klug. He's going by himself and exposing himself. Look at that. The tanks were still behind. So this was the miscoordination that happened in DTQ and actually cost them 1
It was a 6v4 originally and a 5v3 originally, and all the way through that, DTQ had the advantage and made no use of it. They took the individual fights rather than trying to exploit having the player advantage, and one by one, they all just went down. As you said, you know, one of the players' aggression was ridiculous. He went too far in alone, got picked up, caught out, and then from then on, Mr. Chef 505 just could do nothing. They were so far away from the action.
And also Al was too far away with IS-3. This is what's missing to DTQ right now, the coordination. They really have to coordinate themselves. Like, it's very easy to say, hey guys, okay, now you move first. You guys, the next group moves second, and so on. This is what's missing right now. And honestly, I don't think they can get any rounds against WUSA.
We'll have to wait and see. They still have one more go on defense, and do you think they'll go aggressive like that again, or is it time to just sit in the north west side of the map by the train station and try and be passive?
I'm trying to put myself in their own skin right now. I would defend. I would not go YOLO once again, because if I lose this round,
you're done.
Yeah, it's almost over for me. If I do one more mistake, then it's match over, and again I lose the next match, and that's not good. That's not good.
You don't want to give the team you're against basically match point in one game. Like, let's be serious. To get 4 battles against you in your first map is unbelievable, and that'd be 2 games in a row they'd suffer that fate. So let's hope maybe they can play a little more standard this time, slow it down a little bit, and maybe play a normal Himmelsdorf that we've seen defending teams do. They have the favorable side now, so if they lose it, they've thrown this game themselves.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they will play it, let's call it passively now, but being an attack and defense, it's not more, it's not again like we had in 742, more about the passive play because there are no draws. But still, as a defender in this map, you have to play it passively. They tried to make the defense as an offense.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, so now they just have to put some efforts in an actually defense in the A line and in A4 with putting some tanks in A4, C3, and so on.
Maybe they can do it, who knows? We'll have to wait and find out if they can actually pull themselves together here and play as a team. As you said, coordination is clearly missing, whether it be no one being a clear captain, but surprisingly Mr. Chef in there, he's been, you know, a captain throughout this, but maybe the calls just aren't being listened to or just not being good enough. We'll have to wait and see. Teams are getting ready. WUSA are very near to being on match point. They already have 3 battles under their belt, and they only need 1 more to get there. So they could near and get to winning this game in 1 map. But still, Deep Tranquility need to step up their game. They are the defending side now for the 2nd time. Let's hope they play a little smarter with it.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of 5100s. This is pretty uncommon for a defense.
We'll find out
with
why.
With 5100s, you in theory you push because you have a lot of firepower. This is what needs to happen. The 5100s, you go, connect all their shells in theory, and then you run away, reload, and try again. This is what needs to happen with the 5100s. They're not really okay. Maybe if you put them in very good positions, they can actually do that as you being a defender. But still, normally with 4 5100s, you go YOLO. you go on the attack side. And now looking at WUSA, they're playing it a lot more
Carefully,
defensive,
yeah.
and careful. Like, okay, they've already tried this once. Hopefully they're not doing it again.
So, as you said, 5100s normally complement, a good attack, good aggression. But then when you take that many on a defending side, what are the downsides in maybe taking a 5100 over an IS-3 or something?
Well, when all the 5100s are on reload, they are practically out of the battle. So that's why most teams pick some heavies to compensate the moments when the 5100s are out of the battle. And at this point, DTQ is actually considering that WUSA will try to go for the A6 zone of the map, and if that's the case, they will have the advantage. But if WUSA is going on the other side, it will be a lot more difficult to concentrate their fire.
Well, let's see if this happens. As you said, WUSA playing a lot slower now in the attack. They want to make sure they're making the right choices here. Those 5100s are in position. Coupled with there's a lot of damage basically there.
Yeah,
if anyone comes around there, that's a lot of firepower.
Yeah, look at how confident they are. WUSA is going on that side. They're very confident.
Well, confidence can be an error as well. If they guess it wrong, they could be caught out. Stefan there. Ooh, takes one from serious threat. Gotta be careful.
Even though he was side scraping, he still received one shot. So that was the signal like, hey, I'm out of here, guy. I'm out of here. He doesn't want to receive too much damage because otherwise it will be very hard. With dice freeze and the heavies, the heavy tanks all the time must be in front, and the 5100s must be as support tanks. So if the ice freeze take too much damage, then it will make it a lot harder for the attackers to make a good push.
Well, the worrying factor here is that the thing we considered that if they play on the east side, it could go quite nicely for DTQ. If they go on the west side, then maybe WUSA has a chance because all of those tanks were just completely facing the push down towards the east. But I don't know, it looks like WUSA are looking like they might want to try this. Serious Threat is in a good position though, so you might be able to wait. And they've not even turned their turret yet. They're really quite confident it's going down that way.
Yes, really confident. And this will be surprising for them when WUSA will push the free line. They will be surprised, and it might be map win for WUSA with a straight 4-0.
I don't know, this is worrying times. If DTQ can't adapt very quickly here, this could be, as you said, 4-0 to WUSA. 3 minutes left. Serious Threat has only spotted out Roofy out of all of the tanks here up against him, and if that stays that way, it's a problem. But Schnitzel and QQ could be in for trouble if they head down that B line in towards that massive crossfire set up. So there we go. Serious Threat takes another bit of damage, but Schnitzel and QQ, if you turn around that corner, you'll probably, at least they might lose one whole tank straight away.
For sure. We have five guns looking exactly in that area. Look how confident they are. And now the Dnieperzoni and Terrorsetan tried to get their attention.
This is good.
This was very good because they surprised DTQ, and now FKK Schnitzel and Quickie will go from behind. And
perfectly done.
Whoa.
Well, if they get the execution down, WUSA needs now to start doing the damage. They're in the right position. QQ and Schnitzel are there. Nicely done. Taking down another. I think that was 505 falling, but it's not been as clean as possible, but they've gone over the hard part. Siege there takes one, though. And there's still a lot of tanks alive for DTQ. They can hold on to this, but where do they focus? It's 3 on one side, 2 on the other. And Stefan and Dnieperzoni going straight in. They're going to go and push, and they know they're on reload. Hurry cannot get a shell done for some time. Mr. Chef is down to 2. Illusionist has nothing. He's just going to go for the ram, possibly. They might just try and readjust, get out of the flames and the fire, but don't worry, this may be too little too late. Schnitzel on reload, QQ on reload. They might try and take him down while they have the chance. Hurry is buying time, and they might just do it. Let's see if they can let this one count. Schnitzel finally goes down, but that's all the shells expended. QQ can get away, and now it's a bit of a backward situation. DTQ have the tanks and the HP, but I don't know if they're in the right position for this.
And Illusionist will reload first, so he will pick up Quickie, and Stefan is trying to help him right now. And yeah, Illusionist is being more careful right now, and there you go. A very nice exchange over there. And Siege and Nicholas Black are having their own duel right here. And at this point, it seems like DTQ is trying to run away. They know there's not enough time for WUSA to cap it.
Yep.
They still have to deal with some tanks, and Siege managed to get Nicholas over there. And now WUSA has to find all their tanks.
Well, they've got 50 seconds to do it. I don't know if the 5100 is going to have the time. Certainly not the IS-3s. Alk still on a lot of HP. I think this might be the saving grace.
Oh, what a mess.
Oh, Alk does go down there. As you said, though, minimal time left. Niels Pizzorni might come in for the cap. See if they can speed it up a little bit. As you said, time is of the essence, and I'm not sure what the time will go down to, but it's certainly not going to be a substantial change, even with both of them in there. So
yeah.
Time now has pretty much run out. They might be able to get Siege down, but
yeah,
I don't think that's going to be enough.
They also managed to get one more tank. That was really smart from DTQ, putting Gal over there. Very smart from them. Yeah. And telling Mr. Chef, hey, go away on the hill. They don't have time to cap it.
Yeah.
Because what Al did was just
buy time.
Buy time, yeah. Was just buying time as much as possible for Mr. Chef to get on the hill and go get away with this. And now we had faced a win from DTQ. The score is 3-1 now.
But let's kind of break down what actually happened then, because it kind of turned from point to point. At the start, it was a very all-in play from DTQ. They were all looking one way. And it looked like maybe WUSA had got a good idea. But what went wrong for WUSA then when they pushed in? Because they kind of did it right.
Well, the coordination was, again, now for WUSA, the coordination was pretty bad in one point. Those three tanks over there, Terusatin, Nepezoni, and Stefan, and also they have 5 tanks on this area and only 2 on that side, but still they didn't push with FKK, Schnitzer, and Quickie in the right moment, and didn't focus their fire on specific tanks, so they can actually pick some frags. Even though their push was really good, Rufy and she should have been on the other side though, so they can overcome their opponents from different angles. And look at that, Rufy just got focused. He didn't manage to get in that key position for a T29. And Quickie and FKK Schnitzer managed to focus only one tank. They had 5 more shells. Quickie missed one. So their focus, the 5100s, was not that good, even though they managed to get one tank. They have a lot of damage. They can deliver a lot of damage, those 5100s, and they managed to kill only 1 out of 5 tanks that I was saying right there.
Not quite enough there, but still, the scoreline is 3-1. But how are the guys doing at home, Melly? Have they got any of these sort of ideas right? Are they keeping up with this?
Let me check quickly. It's still 63% for WUSA, and let me just see how people at home vote. Yes, from the votings from the community, it should be pretty clear. I see 5-0, which is not going to happen anymore, but still 5-1. So people have faith in WUSA.
Wow, okay. And it seems to be right so far, 3-1, certainly the right place to be having the faith in. And how can people keep these votes coming in if they want to keep making them?
By simply heading over to facebook.com/WGLEU, like our page, of course, to become a part of our network and to stay updated about all the happenings in our league. We're posting news and interesting articles about the happenings inside the WGL EU and also World of Tanks overall, sometimes if it's interesting enough to be posted on our Facebook page. And of course, by following us on Twitter, twitter.com/WGLEU, and using the hashtag WGLEU to tweet us. Because if you use that hashtag, if you're not familiar with Twitter, you make sure that we can actually see your tweet, and everyone else as well that searches for hashtag WGLEU. And of course, if you want to rewatch the VODs from the last match day and of course the seasons before and every other event, head over to youtube.com/WGLEU. Follow us there as well to stay updated if we upload new VODs. And to rewatch old VODs as said. And of course follow our Twitch channel, which is very important because then you get a notification via email and pop up and you won't miss any single minute of our show. And that's how you can get involved. The vote will close after this break, so head over to Facebook if you haven't voted yet. Get your vote in, get your prediction, and if you're lucky, if you get the prediction right, you get the chance of winning one of 5 bonus codes. So of course if you vote earlier, you have higher chances if you're right that for winning bonus codes. Period. There's nothing more to say. So we will be back after a short break. Don't go anywhere.